Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're back in AFK Journey, and in today's video we're going to be doing a Stomper Dream Realm boss guide updated for the new season. Stomper, in my opinion, is a lot simpler compared to other bosses because there are much fewer options of what are the best in-slot heroes to be running here. Before we do that, let me just quickly level up the heroes which we're going to want to be leveled up. So the key damage dealers I'm running: OD, Merrily, and Shakir. And if you have these heroes built up and ascended to Mythic Plus or above, OD can be without Mythic Plus, but the other two, Shakir and Merrily, need it. Then these are going to be your best option for damage dealers. And this is a team that I ran last time, but I want to try it with OD being teleporting to the front line, because last time it wasn't really working because my levels were a bit lower. I think level 280s or something, but this time we have better levels. So let's quickly go through the heroes. Thorin is going to be the best in slot tank here. He has a tankiness, he prevents the Stomper from attacking your backline, and also he has a Soul Plunder effect to increase the damage that the boss receives by 17%, which is a huge debuff. So he's one of the best options. He can also keep one of your designated damage dealers alive a little bit longer with the Soul Pact. Then we have Rainier. Rainier, if you have him at Mythic Plus, he's going to be a must-have for this boss. If you don't have Rainier at Mythic Plus, you don't want to be running him. And then you have other options. You can go for Kruger as a form of physical defense debuff to increase Merrily's damage, Shakir's damage, and also have another body in the front line to tank a bit better and power up the Shakir's buff a little bit. Or you can go for something like Coco. Coco always has a place. You can experiment with her in any Dream Realm boss. However, for Stomper, she isn't as good because the Stomper boss will prevent you from casting your ultimate, basically silence you, and for quite a lot of the fight. But there will still be windows where you can use your ultimate, so Coco can still be viable. But Smokey is not good because he keeps getting interrupted. So Smokey is out of the question, but Coco is a possibility here as well. But let's say you do have Rainier at Mythic Plus, then Shakir, he needs to be Mythic Plus to be functional, because then he has his defense reduction buff, or damage reduction buff, and haste buff for allies within his true tile radius. And if you're teleporting OD into the front line, this can help keep OD alive, give OD haste, and it can keep your other tanks alive in the front line. And Shakir can also get off a decent amount of physical damage. So Shakir at Mythic Plus is really good. If you have him at plus 10 exclusive equipment, he's even better because then he also attack buffs allies in his true tile radius when he's in wolf form to increase OD's damage even further. But he's totally viable at Mythic Plus and still one of the best options at plus 5 exclusive equipment or below that. Okay, now we're going to come to damage dealers. So OD is going to be your best damage dealer option. Even if he's not very ascended, he will deal consistent damage throughout the fight. If you're having difficulty with him surviving in the front, because the boss does an AoE attack into his one tile radius, and OD will get hit by that. If OD has a difficult time surviving, don't teleport him in, teleport something like Merrily in, and this is what we were doing in our previous team. And it was better for me last week, but this week I want to try this. And apart from that, Merrily is going to be your best second damage dealer. You're going to want to run 2 damage dealers in Stomper. But Merrily will need to be Mythic Plus to do well, because that's when she gets her true damage. If you don't have her at Mythic Plus, you can use, for example, Cisia is totally viable, even without high ascension. And in an early game sort of team, it would be probably, in my opinion, something like this. You can even try Shakir without his Mythic Plus, but he's a lot less effective. He still helps to clear the snowball enemies a little bit faster, but yeah, I wouldn't really recommend that.
The world.
And you could go for something like Coco, maybe, rather than the Shakir. But those are basically the different options you have to pick from. Other than Cisia, other good damage dealers. Corrin, if he is at Mythic Plus, he always has a decent place in Dream Realm bosses, but he's not as good as Merrily when they're both Mythic Plus. But if for some reason you have Corrin to Mythic Plus before, you can use him. He will get off quite a lot of damage. Tamicia as well, I had a lot of success with early on. She is over here, because she deals true damage when she's Mythic Plus as well, so she can be decently tanky and get off good damage and be up in the front line along with Shakira, who can buff up the Tamicia. Then for other damage dealer options, Cassidy or Floribel are both viable as well. Again, Cassidy has some issues because her ultimate is going to be denied some of the fight, and she really relies on her ultimate to get off maximum damage. And Florabella can summon even without her ultimate and get off damage and have more adds on the field. So she is always a decent option in Dream Realm bosses. So you can experiment with all of these heroes, but in my opinion, this team we have locked in is my best all-time team I can put together. And if you want to shoot for a team, this is the team in my opinion that you should be shooting for. Like, there are versions with Cassidy, Florabelle, like we mentioned, which are kind of full nuke teams, and maybe even getting rid of Shakira, getting rid of another tank like Thorin and going for full nuke, but that's like kind of really end game, and it won't really be viable. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and try, and in my opinion, for the artifacts, Quickblade or Evocation Spell are going to be the best. Evocation Spell has a little bit more sustain, but the haste effect is not going to be so useful in this boss because of the fact that you're limited on when you can be casting your ultimates anyway. Quickblade is really good for increasing Marilee's damage with the physical defense reduction. But without further ado, we're going to finally do the run, and this is on epic difficulty, so yeah, we're not going to be able to clear the epic difficulty, but hopefully what you're trying to aim for is get to those milestones like 60% or 80% to unlock those equipment chests for you, weapon chests for you to power up your account. So the reason Shakir is so good, look at him buffing the front line. And when he goes back into his human form and not the wolf form, then the buff wears off. But because for a large duration of the fight, okay, good. That's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see Odie survive that hit from the boss, which he just dealt into his melee range, and now Shakir will be able to get off his ultimate again to protect the front line, and now Odie should be safe. Shakir also has self-sustain, that's another reason he's really good here, and that's another reason Kruger can be used here too. So it looks like we're going to be quite shy from getting to 80%, but the whole team, okay, up until almost the end, the team survived with the Quickblade spell. So I think the only other better option would be Evocation spell. Light Heal spell is not needed here. Light Heal spell is if, for example, you're having a major difficulty surviving. And if you're surviving, we survive with Quickblade spell up until like 3 or 4 seconds left. So honestly, that's pretty much maximum efficiency. We can try it one more time with Evocation spell. Maybe we would survive throughout the entire fight. But if your Odie is living this long, then this is the time where you want to teleport into the front line. Another thing about the positioning, you want the Thorin to be right in the central location, running up to the boss, because then Rainy is going to teleport Odie to the right, so that Odie can get buffed up by Shakir. Because the problem is if your Thorin moves to the right spot, and Odie gets teleported right directly into the middle front of the boss, Shakir will not be buffing up the Odie at the beginning of the fight. So you want as much buffs for Odie as possible, as many buffs as possible. And the attack, okay, so their Odie died, even though we had Evocation spell equipped. So I think there will be RNG involved. And also, one thing I'm actually thinking is I think Quickblade spell is actually safer than Evocation. And the reason for that is because Odie is at full life when he gets burst by the boss's attack. And if a hero is at full life, Evocation spell is not going to increase their survivability. Evocation is only for the sustain to try and get back up to full health to take a hit. But when we're talking about raw survivability from full health, Quickblade is better because of the defenses it has. The 35% defenses is better than 14% HP. So I do think Quickblade spell is actually the best option, and that team run we did is pretty much as good as it's going to get, in my opinion. Now, another thing I want to try, I'm curious about it, is to replace Cassidy with Shakir. And this is also something you can try and do if you don't have a well built up Shakir. Let's go ahead and activate our equipment first. The final one, the Mage. We leave Mage until last because it does help for AFK stage pushing. But Dream Realm is your top priority. Like AFK stages you'll get with time. Your Dream Realm is something which is really important to you. Okay, so we'll try a team like this. I don't really know about the positioning. I guess we can try that, and we can go for... Maybe in this one we want to go for Light Heal spell, because honestly, Odie's gonna die. Without Shakira protecting the Odie in the front line, I think Odie is going to die. So maybe I just don't even teleport Odie into the front. And go for something like this. Let's try it first of all with the light shield spell, see if we have the survivability. So this orientation of the team is like for maximum survival, because we have Merrily to jump out from the front, so the only hero getting hit by the boss's like melee attack is going to be the Thorin. Okay, but without the Shakira, you're going to clear the snowball a little bit slower. But once we get off the Cassidy ultimate, we're going to deal massive damage. So the other advantage of running a team like this and not teleporting Odie into the front is your Thorin is going to take all the damage from the boss. And Thorin has no difficulty tanking the front line on his own. Even if he's not Mythic Plus, he still has 2 lives. And that should be more than enough for you to get until the end of the fight. So far, this is working out pretty well. Like, we have no issues, it seems, with survivability. But the question is, will we have the damage capability to beat our previous best? And it's pretty close. I'm gonna swap from Lighttail to Quickblade because it seems like there's no survivability issues whatsoever. So without this Shakira, the damage is lower. Even honestly, if we switch to Quickblade, I don't think that's going to be the difference. But I guess this can be an option for someone if, for example, the other team is not working out for you very well. Also, in this team, there's no point of teleporting Odie into the front line. We can move him towards... we can actually put him here, I think. Yeah, but then no one is going to be soul pacted with the Thorn. I just want to try this because I want to see whether, if we do have survivability issues, we don't need the soul pact effect, so that's fine. And you want to have your Odie as close to the front as possible so that if he gets snowballed, he can be cleared as quickly as possible. So that's why we want to have him in the central location. And if there's no survivability issues, then this team will be the optimal that you can run. So I guess this is an option if you have Cassidy at Mythic Plus and not a built-up Shakir. Which, yeah, like Shakir only is... Okay, wow, that boss is dealing massive damage to Odie, so I think we will have to put Odie to the side. We can't put him right in the middle location because tanking the aggro is too much for him. But let's see. Cassidy goes for ultimate. Yeah, Shakira's only real use, apart from PvP, Arena he has uses and he's pretty good on defense in my opinion. But apart from that, his only main use where he's the best hero option is the Snow Stomper boss. And so if you can replace him for like Cassidy for example, then you wouldn't even have to build him at all. And Cassidy can function in other Dreamland bosses too. But as you saw the damage there, it was 4% lower, 68.6% and 72.8 is our best. So as for me, my best team is Shakir, but the thing is, my Shakir's at plus 10 exclusive equipment with people might not have, but Cassidy was also at plus 10. Another final thing I think I want to try and test is, could we somehow try to do a quarantine in here? Let's try to do a quarantine. I'm just trying to test like different options if you don't have all these heroes built up. I think for me, the Shakir team is going to be the optimal one to be running. So Odie didn't have survivability issues even right in the front. So I think we can stick to him over there and we can go for something, I guess a comp like this with Quickblade. Let's try this. Okay. So here with Rainier at Mythic Plus, we still have the 3 faction bonus of Lightbearer. 3 Lightbearer. In the previous team, we still had the 3 faction bonus. Yeah, we did. Okay, so here it's just about having your triple damage dealer threats. Corrin will not take that massive damage from the front because Corrin actually has a 1... He attacks from 2 range, basically. So there's a 1 tile distance between him and the boss. He's not right up there in melee range. So even though he looks like it, because he has basically a long sword. So Corrin will not take that attack from the boss, and that means Thorin will be tanking it for everyone. I think this is a very viable version. If you have a Mythic Plus built up Corrin and you don't have a built up Shakira, then I would probably do this. Again, Quickblade spell I think for maximum damage. Merrily died towards the end there, which is unfortunate. If she didn't die, I wanted to see how much damage we could get off. Okay, but it's still going to be close to around 68%, maybe, even if Merrily didn't die. So yeah, Shakir is going to be the best option here. I wish we could test him without a plus 10 exclusive equipment, just like Mythic Plus, for example. But maybe he still would be the best option over there. So as for the summary, this is the team you want to shoot for Stomper, and it's going to be Shakir over here, and Odie teleporting to the front. It just gets off so much damage because Odie being buffed up by the Shakir with the plus 10 exclusive equipment attack buff is really powerful. But you saw the different replacement options: Corrin, Mythic Plus, Cassidy, Mythic Plus. You could even do Temesia, Mythic Plus. You could even run... I don't know if I would run triple damage here with like Cecia, but you can experiment with all these different options, see what gets the most damage off for you. For me right now, Quick Blade is going to be the best, but Evocation can be good if you're having a difficulty getting back up to full health. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this was helpful in allowing you to score better on Stomper boss. And then we just have tomorrow the Lone Gaze, which will be the final Dream On boss we have to cover for updated guides, and then we will be done, at least as of right now. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe because we upload daily AFK journey content. Today, in fact, I'm planning to upload 3 videos. We should have already uploaded a video on the Iron Nuke team for PvP and arena pushing, or AFK stage pushing, and now we have this. And then I also want to do a Dream Realm or a Battle Drills mini boss guide for Shadow Bruce and Shadow Odie. But thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you're new, be sure to subscribe. And until the next one, everyone, peace out for now.